YHWH, the Lamb of Yah. Oh, wash me in His precious blood. My Yahshua, the Lamb of Yah.
All back to our King, Abba Yahweh, and what you have done for us, Abba Yahweh, and how you have kept us from day to day, Abba Yahweh. Boy, we give your precious name to praise, Abba Yahweh. We lift you up this day, Abba Yahweh, not being ashamed, Abba Yahweh, to give our King praise, Abba Yahweh. Because we know, Abba Yahweh, there's nothing that we can do of ourselves, Abba Yahweh. Well, by your mighty strength, Abba Yahweh, that Abba Yahweh, we can do all things, Abba Yahweh. Well, by your mighty strength, Abba Yahweh, we can give you the praise this day, Abba Yahweh. We can lift up this great one, Abba Yahweh, that gave his very best, that gave his only begotten Son, Abba Yahweh. How can we not praise this such a great one, Abba Yahweh? There was no one else, Abba Yahweh. You're right there, Abba Yahweh. Oh, we lift you up today, Abba Yahweh. We give your precious name to praise, Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Total Yah, let us stand to our feet, nation. Blow the trumpet in the mountain of Yahweh in YHWH. Precious Abba Yahweh, yes, precious. The Hashemayim, Kadosh, and your mighty Hashem, your Mekut to come, your will be done. And earth, Abba Yahweh, and this is the Hashemayim. Give us this day our daily lesson. And forgive us our debt, Abba Yahweh, and we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. Yours is the Mekut, the power and the honor, Abba Yahweh, forever, Abba Yahweh. So be it, Abba Yahweh. May it be fulfilled in the present mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach. And your life feed us the nation, the bread of life this day to your nation, Abba Yahweh. That we may see right here, Abba Yahweh. That we may see, Abba Yahweh. That we take it in, Abba Yahweh, to the land, Abba Yahweh. That we may be transformed to a perfect mind of your Son, Yahshua HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Let's keep the lamp of
Hallelujah. For this is an act of the YisraYah'ale. For this is a SHABBAT of Yahweh. So as we have entered into this bed with Kodesh and with Torah in our left, let us lift up Yahweh's name unto the Hashemayim. For he is worthy to be praised. Come on, YisraYah'ale.
Magnify your name.
shalom to the nation that is scattered abroad. Under every hemisphere, the eras that Yah has created. In every direction, to the four corners of the Olam. We greet you all in Yahshua's most magnanimous and powerful name. For there is no other name given unto man whereby he must be Yeshua. So we greet you, our friends, Yahshua's name. But I certainly love my enemies. I want you to be attentive.
Hallelujah.
I want you to be attention. I want you to hear me. And I want you to come with me, pal. I love to fight. I do. I'm a fighter. I was born that way. It was birthed in me. And so I love to milchaya. I love to fight the battles. Yahshua's mighty name. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We have such frivolity and folly today that this world doesn't give a damn about no one.
Hallelujah.
They don't care. White people don't give a damn about white people. Those that identify as Hebrew Israelites, they don't give a damn. They care nothing.
Bless you, Yah.
This talk. They want to sound as though they're revolutionaries. They have no guts. And I say it. They don't even know how to love each other. The leaders live lavishly. They prey on the ignorance of the people. It's amazing because the repetition of their theses, all of them say the same thing. It's crazy. It's insane. So I come in the name of Yahshua HaMashiach. You have joined me and are enthusiastic about the teaching today concerning what is mentioned in YisraYah'ale in Revelation chapter 17. Yochanan was not under some delusion.
No.
He was led by Haruach. He was led by the life of a testimony and edus that produced life and substance.
Yes.
That's why we gather, and they gather in their whorehouses, and everyone testifies.
Yes.
But there is no witness of the element of truth in any of them, and so they do the same things over and over again. I'm going to take the first 5 words of YisraYah'ale, Revelation 17. He said, and there were 7. The Greekish vernacular. There were 7. In order, there was a complete power that was constituted in the 7 kings, the Melechim. There were 7 of them. And there are those that will give you a verse on that. I'm going to identify the truth. There cannot be 7 kings other than these unless the Torah identifies them or speak of them in the same vernacular. So we're so gullible, someone can read that and they began to name things, name of nations and kings that are not written in Torah. The Torah is its own witness.
Yes.
When Yah talks about 7 kings, I have to see more than here, and more than a place over there, a place there, and a place there, and a place there. It has to be. This is such an ignorant generation. They interpret things by their own ignorance. They're not smart, they are dumb. And the ones that think that they are smart, that's the most ignorant person you're going to meet. And that's a fact. He identifies 7. Not 5, not 4, 7. And the composition of that mindset, you that are listening, you could not name me the 10 kings of the 10 nations upon the earth. And they are all minuscule. They mean have no power. United Arab Emirates, under that constellation of little islands, what is the power of their wealth? They have nothing. Britain. And so they will say, well, it's going to be Iran, Iraq, nations of the Persian Empire, and Rome. Rome is not rising again. This is beyond the depth of a physicality of any people.
Hallelujah.
And any nation.
Yes.
This is not constituted by some formation of people. It's greater and deeper than that.
Yes.
And I will open up the deepness in a small way, because this is probably going to be a 10-part series on just that. And everything will identify with the 7 kings.
Yes.
And I will identify the 7 kings in multiple locations in Torah.
Hallelujah.
And that's a fact.
Yes.
I want to begin here the writings of Jubilees. Jubilees, chapter 34, and 1 verse I want to be attentive to. You must understand the graphics of Torah. Every word is precious. It's vitally important. We have never learned how to read or write. We have never learned how to constructively, in the form of a syntax, orchestrate a sentence properly. Punctuation. Utilizing the 7 parts of the vernacular of this language. All languages have that. A verb in the Hebrew is a verb in the English. A verb in the Greekish is a verb in the English.
Yes.
We're too smart. We know everything. No one can teach us a damn thing. We know it all. Jubilees chapter 34, 1 verse. Verse 2. Does it say and?
Yes, sir.
The 7 kings?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Does it say the 7 kings?
Yes.
He did not say 5, but it said, and the 7 kings of the Amorite. What does that imply? What did Yah identify the personality in every kind of detail of those kings? Because he knew that we are ignorant.
Yes, sir.
We're not going to go beyond what we have heard,
True.
what we think we know.
Right. Yes.
The word Amori means, from the words ana, it means to speak what is in one's heart.
Yeah.
We're generational like that.
True.
You rule your own dominion, your own province. Nobody tells you what damn thing.
Uh,
Nobody can show you anything. And so that is what, and that's why they are constituted as the Amori. From the words Allah, to speak. When Yahweh, he speaks what's in his heart.
yes.
He doesn't placate us. There is no synthesizing of your speech. It is complete.
Yeah.
It's for purpose.
Yes.
And so there were 7 kings. There are 7 spirits in you that speaks and take the command by your direction. But we'll get to that. You that were looking for the in-depth teaching of that is coming. This we must lay groundwork.
Hallelujah.
We must lay down the foundational things you will never understand.
True.
And those 7 constitute a violent abomination to Eva. That which stink in the nostril of Yahweh is going to kill every last one of you. That's a fact. It's crazy to see how Yah has always had a small remnant.
Yes.
Not a mass of constituents, but he promised Abraham minimum 4 billion. 4 billion. Where are they? Where are they? 4 million came out of YisraYah'ale, Egypt. Yah said, I will multiply times 1,000. My mathematical skills are not the best, but I can do the math on that one. There were 7 kings. Now this is the most interesting part here. The Torah says that Jubilees, they're a symbol. They come together. We do that. We assemble ourselves with those that are the like-mindedness as us. Liars love liars, thieves and dogs love dogs. I don't speak like others. I don't talk like them. They assemble themselves together against them. Who? What? Who are their gods? Why? Now don't tell me you have never done that. You have constituted your group of those and then you will come against them. Not just individually, we come against the standards of Yah, the statutes, the ordination of Almighty Yah. We come against His witness of truth.
Yes.
We come against everything, YisraYah'ale. It says, and this is what they did. This is the most important thing. To harag, to kill, to destroy. They came together to slay them, to kill them prematurely, to destroy without cognate of conscience. If a man hates his achim, if one hates one's brother, one hates one's sister, you're already a murderer. You've already killed. And that's a fact.
Yes.
But look at what they were doing. The Torah says they were SHABBAT, hiding now. That is one of the most powerful expressions in all that I will teach today. I want to show us something.
Yes. Yeah.
You have never heard it unless you hear it from here.
Yeah.
You hear the same regurgitation of the puke that has not changed you one bit. That has not radicalized your life for Hamashiach.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about you identified your Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
That's it. They hid themselves under the tree, under the Ezra or the Eitz. They hid themselves under the tree. For what reason? To take the substance of the sons of Yaakov, to retrieve from them. There's a hiding among the nation today. We're going to get into this in great depths.
Yeah.
That the vile, evil, sadistic nature of those that say that they are of the Zerah of YisraYah'ale, coming out of that father, Abraham, Yitzchak and Yaakov, the liars and the hiding. Where? Under the tree. What tree? So do you literally think that this is just simply a literal proposition? It is. But Yah knew that the time of its relevance would be now.
Yes.
It will not be tomorrow, it will be now.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
They hid themselves. Those are the components that we must understand what Torah says. And what is the element that was constituted hiding under the tree? And what was the resolution? We must Is every word of Yah pure?
Yes.
Therefore his servants love it. Now listen, you don't come here and go to sleep, none of you. Sit up.
Bless you, Yah.
You don't come here to rest. And I don't care who you are. We're soldiers.
Hallelujah.
I'm a Vietnam, you're a veteran. They taught us well how to fight. So you don't come here and do your thing. Not even you, not one visitor. This is not like places you go to. That's a fact.
True.
What does that mean? They hid themselves under the tree. What is the result of that? This is such a message of simplicity and of great substance. I love simple things. I don't like to teach on things that are full of complexities. And that's what they all are doing today. They want to make it so complex. And if you notice, they all say the same thing on every corner. In every place, they say the same things over and over and over, because there is a contingency of people that are ignorant. They don't know. They don't know whether they're quoting from the Torah or what. I quote from the book. Let me show you an example of this mind, of these Emori. We're going to speak our mind. Nobody's going to tell me. No one's going to show me. There was one that was born unto Gideon. If you all listen to the debate that I had with Bishop down there in Tennessee, I spoke about the sons of Gideon that were born from the birth of his concubine. Let's read this. We're going to get to something here. We show you the spirit of this. It's in Judges Shoftim, chapter 9, verse 7. This is the encounter that when Abimelech, the son of Gideon, that this dirty bastard of a dog, he butchered every last one of his brothers. He killed them all, except Yotam. Why? Why? Because he hid himself. I want to read this. Take it deeper. It says in Judges 9:7, and when they told it to Yotam, he was the brother of Abimelech. He was the son of the concubine of the same mother that Abimelech had destroyed, because he says, I am the mighty tree. I'm the one that rules. I'm the one that shall take strength. Unless he identifies him as that of the Torah, then I'm a damn liar. So I would turn it off. Don't listen. You gotta hear, run for your life. This is what happened. He went and he stood on the top of the mountain of Gerizim. He stood on the place whereby it implies there's a cutting off. That's what Gerizim implies. The cutting off. He had already cut off his brothers. He had already cut off his brothers. He had killed them. Not even like you do a pig. On Mount Gerizim. And he lifted up his voice and he cried and said to them, listen to me, you chief men of Shechem, you men that have strong backs. That's what Shechem is. The Shechem night. They had strong backs. The shoulders were strong. Strong men. Shechem. Don't call me Shechem. They were men of strong backs and strong fortitude, because Shechem implies that a man's shoulders are strong. As we would say in the days, I stand on my own 2 foot. I don't want to stand on my own 2 foot. I want to stand with your foot. And we stand together. We bond together. We love each other. We care for each other. That's what I want. You understand? These were men of Shechem. And he lifted up his voice and cried and said to them, I want all you all to listen to me. Who? You chief, you leaders, you rulers, you that have the power to rule, to implement, to instruct. He talked to not the people, but the chief men. Chief men. Chief. Look what he says. That Yahweh may hearken to you. I want to drop down because there's so much of this teaching. I want to drop down to one verse, verse 9. Let Yah speak to us.
Yeah.
Look what it says in verse 9 and 8. It says the trees.
Yes.
You sure that's what he says?
Yes. Yes.
I was studying the other day a song concerning, I don't know if you've heard of it because you know every kind of tree. It is called the water willow oak. You heard of that? It doesn't drop its leaves. Hanuk named 14. He didn't give us a name. But because of my curiosity, I want to know that. I'm not talking about pine trees, trees of that family. I'm not talking about that. It doesn't drop its leaves. Few. Because the roots are in the belly of the mayim, the waters that feeds it. And that's why we are blessed if we are planted by the rivers of the waters of Yah, whereby our leaves and our fruit never withers. The trees.
Yeah.
Is he talking about a palm tree? He said the trees.
Yes.
He said the trees.
Yes.
He said the trees.
Yes.
He said the trees went forth once upon a time to anoint what? To smear the oil, to anoint a king over them. So, do the pines have a king, or is this one that stands in the magnitude and the multitude of great strength, great personality, that it convinces all, and that's what we're about, convincing others. I see them come here by the ton, and they always want to convince. I've seen them. They all got something to tell and to say. And I tell them, oh, you didn't. Oh, I didn't hear you. It's because you heard the simple messenger. You heard this man. I didn't hear you. Be quiet. Sit down. And don't worry about what's happening out there. This is more important than the direction that anyone takes or what they do. Hear this. We have ears to hear what the Ruach speaks. Alright? It says, and the trees went forth once upon a time to anoint a king over them. And they said to the Zayit, the olive tree, reign over us. Now I wanted to teach the depths of this today. It says to the branch, reign over us. It says to the olive tree, reign over us. It says to the bramble. But I want to take the course under the tree. And so these were not men or trees in the sense like we say tree. But they were mighty and strong. And Abimelech was a strong man. He was powerful.
Yes.
I'm going to be your king. And that's why we speak what's in our convoluted, corrupt minds.
Yes.
Because we want to be the ruler of one's thoughts and one's concept. That's why we must allow, not allow, but let, permit.
Yes.
That same mind that was in YHWH, it must be in us.
Yeah.
It has to be. So, I will be your king. There is only one king unto our nation.
Hallelujah.
His name is YHWH.
Yahweh.
is the one that fights for the rights of the nation. I will be your king. We want you to rule over us. I want to rule over you. It's vitally important because we hate one another. We're going to deal with the trees now. Don't get lost. And they were hiding. That's important. I spoke to us last week concerning the Geneva Convention. It's a treaty of wartime battle. You cannot destroy infrastructure. You cannot bomb roads, hospitals. That is the law of the convention. And so they do that so that if there is a reconstitution of the land that you've invaded, all those things will be in place to take care of the sick, to take care of the food. You don't go and bomb the farms up and stuff like that. I want to show you something. Yahweh's treaty is greater than the Geneva Convention treaty. Even among the wicked. Look what Yah says in Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 20. Devarim 20 and verse 19. This is what Yah speaks unto Moshe. Devarim 20 verse 19. You must understand, he said, and when you shall besiege, take authority and might over any place that I command you, over a city, when you're there for a period of time, he says, and making lacha, when you make battle against the inhabitants, when you go in to decimate, to destroy, and to bring down to the bellies of hell. Yeah. He says, when you go and lacha, look what he says, you make war against it to take it, you shall not destroy the trees thereof, forcing an axe against them. Now I'm going to make all this plain to us. Yeah. You shall not destroy the knowledge and the essence of the city, because it is vital for you to understand the Accra. You can understand the agriculture. You can understand the growth of this land. This means more than just trees. You don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. It's amazing that we try to constitute things in our own logics of thinking. I got it. Don't worry. Yeah. He said, I don't want you to destroy the trees. There are force and an axe to them. For you may eat of them. See, the Geneva Convention say don't destroy the factories. Don't destroy the things that whereby you're going to need them. We came here, it will be 25 years next year for me. Yet in the midst of that, even when the Caucasian, these crazy hillbillies respond in a different way, well, I could have laid the axe to that. Bossman, how you do, my friend? Where are you from? I said, I'm a southern boy. Was born here in the state of South Carolina. But I knew that white boy. You had a farm. I knew that. And I didn't. And I knew the white boy. You had to make deals around here. Deal with a certain propensity of attitude of a people. No, nobody ever pushed over me because I was just too imposing. Where are you trying to grow? Oh, I need you to tell me what kinds of things to grow. Boy, you want to get some of them bush blue lake beans, best beans you want to grow. And back then, what kind of, not corn, but corn you want to grow? Well, boy, I'll tell you, my friend, there ain't nothing like that Silver Queen and Golden Queen. Now, they got that merry stuff out now, that new Kings has some good stuff there. And they will begin to pour out things that were just insane. They will begin to pour out information. Well, I'll tell you something, that soil up there, not soil, That sound up there, what you're working by, it just ain't the best. And these old men were in the 70s and 80s. He called you a boy. Well, I'm not offended. There's a man who looked at me the other day in Lowe's, and I know how to interact with people. And so he comes up to me. You can tell he's a Spaniard. I can. And he says to me, I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? Well, I'm in here all the time. And he said, I tell you, it's been so long because you would just get... Then he called himself. I was telling my issue. He would say, your beard is getting so white. You getting old. Well, I plan to. I plan to get old. I do. And I said to him, he called himself, I said, he didn't realize I'm not offended at doubts. He called himself because he said, you'll be over. I'm about to mess up. Don't cut down all the trees. The trees that you need to get fruit from. There are those that you don't even tolerate. And I don't play. I don't tell jokes. And I'm not about laughter. When those will come to me with that, I say, hold on, you don't do it. No. The man wants to tell a joke. I said, you tell no joke on these lines. Well, that's not dirty preaching. I said, I want to tell you, you don't tell a joke here. Not on these grounds. Yeah. This is not a place of frivolity and jocularity. Don't tell the jokes here. See that tree? I put an axe. Hallelujah. The ones that can show me how to put down drip irrigation, how to irrigate the soil, and tell me the best cows and the cows that were the best cows to produce, and the sheep, the best kind, and the goats we have, and the cows. He said, don't lay the ox to the tree against them. For you shall eat of them, and you shall not cut them down. For the trees of the field is Adam's life. You tell me the tree is my life? Adam. We understand what Adam is. He made Adam. He never intended for corruption to come into his heart. The immortality of us, I will point it out, will return back to that Adam where there is no corruption. Yeah. We're smart, yet we know every word meaning, and yet we never study that. That's sadistically evil. Yes. That's crazy. Then he says, it is man's life to employ, to use them in the siege. You don't burn them down. That's why we moved up in Catford to cut trees down. That land down there, that water. I used to go down there, just look at those trees. If that tree was 100 foot, I say that'll last us. Everybody gets some wood, stay warm. If nothing else, we got buildings and places we can go and everybody can stay warm. You want to stay in your house, that's all right. You go pick up twigs and all. You stay warm in your house. Now they're gone. He said, don't cut down this. Listen to me, my friends. You don't cut down every tree. Why? Let's read the next verse. All the trees which you know that they are not trees for me. Those that don't give a damn about God. Those that cannot interact in the same spirit that God commands us, lay the axe to their buttocks. Yeah. Yes. He said, you cut down them and you build a barrier. You don't go over the barrier. I'm not going to this site. Yeah. I will not capitulate for no man. Yeah. Not even my wife. Yeah. I will not capitulate. He said, you lay the tree. Actually, why? Because there is no lecture. There is no breath to them. There is no substance to them. You cannot draw from them. You cannot ascertain anything from them because they're dead. And they're full of sin, they're evil, and they are corrupt. You ever seen some of the clips of their Pesach? They get drunk. Women dressed like dirty hoes, their titties flopping and everything out. They're wrapping it down to, what's his name? The hustler that just died, that was killed. I don't know the name because I don't, but the hustler, whatever his name is, and you should know it. Paying attention to things you should. Nipsey or Nippy Hussle, whatever his name is. They're rapping like Nippy. I've never heard Nippy Hussle rap. I don't know. So I cannot make that assertion. It would be a lie. Shall we go in the Jesus name? Damn your faggot dog of a Christ. He's a faggot. How about that? That's right. I don't give a damn who I offend. These cats love the 1611, but you will never find the name Jesus. If you're going to pronounce it the way it was done in 1611. Liar. They're liars and corrupters. Because they are offended to stand for truth. I was thinking this morning, I said to my email, I said, look at all the people that have come here and the kinds of gifts they've given. I can't take that away from you because you're not given. You've given much. And you can see where the money's going. You know that I've utilized it when you come, that beautiful place for you to sleep with your families and all of that wonderful food. Exceptional cooks are your daughters of Zion. Comfortable place.
Yes.
That's where it goes.
Yes.
I don't wear no diamond rings. I don't wear no rings. I don't wear the faggot jewelry. I'm not in bondage unto sin. Let me go on, all right? And then he says in verse 20, all of the trees which you yonder. We must know, we must bring forth the peria, the fruit of Yah. And it begins with the greater Hava, His love. To love Yahweh with all. And there's none that is more equal to that than to love your neighbors as yourself. They say they love each other. They love the brothers. And they will call them the most derogative name. I'd rather you call me a faggot than to call me that. And then they're trying to suit it up as though that it's in the Torah, the word Nazir. It's not the same. It's what that implies. Jackass. They will call each other some of the most reprehensible names. Martin Luther King was a redneck. He was the one that stole us. Hell, you had nothing before you rose. I will have no respect. But yet they will call one of the most derelict of anyone, those that are druggists and homosexual brothers, yet they call him a coon. 2019, this is the year. Until next year, you're liars. Yeah, I was reading this morning how he said that all nations, Abraham, shall bless you. They shall give you, and even in YisraYah'ale, they were blessed. It was only when another man arose, I don't like them because they look too healthy. They look well. I will. He said, they are not trees for me. You can eat from their emery, from their words, because they're speaking lies, they're speaking their mind. There is nothing like one speaking the truth to you. You're downtrodden, you don't feel well, and the words breathe air and breath, life into you. These dogs don't bring nothing to eat. I don't want their vomit. I don't want them to say nothing, calling themselves encouraging me. I don't want to hear their damnable, twisted, delusional lies. Yah says, cut them all down. Kill them all. Get them out of the way unless they are trees that you've got men that know how to build and erect things. But just keep him. He'll work. Take them over there. not like Ai. Not what he commanded them to do. You don't cut down all the trees. As he all said, you don't burn all the damn bridges, fool. I say this to you that first time listens. I work with some of the most powerful, educated men in America. I work for IBM. I'm a high school dropout. That you belittle yourself, I didn't play the games. And they had great honor for me. One said to me, I don't want nobody talking about discrimination, but you, I want you to go to them. He was one of the most powerful engineers of intellectual properties they had at that time. Bill Jets, 6'9", 10. He paid tithes to me. I didn't play his games.
Yeah.
I didn't play with him. He has given us power of rule. Because we don't want to be taught and to learn, it's sad. We hate each other. We despise each other. Look what he says. Only the trees which you know that are not trees for meat, you shall destroy, and you shall cut them down, and you shall build a matzor. You shall build a rampart. So you need to build a rampart between that king's mind of yours that know every damn thing and the mind of YHWH. You said you're not coming over this way. I know that's metaphorically, but it's truth. And I will show you the essence of this truth. Don't forget, the 7 kings and their contingency were hiding under a tree. Not a tree. It says the plural. The trees. Alright?
Yeah.
It says and you build a bulwark against the city that makes war with you until it be subdued. So you put in position and place those things that will not give them easy access to you. You don't let them start off with their mind speaking their lies. You start off every conversation with the mind of Yahshua HaMashiach. You start off with that mind, truth. And you build a bearing jar. Every man is not my brother. Every man is my heel is not my brother.
Yeah.
They're not my mother. Who is my mother? Who is my brother, my daughters of Zion? They that shemach, that hear, and they that asa form, do, accomplish the hafiz, the will, the pleasure of Yahshua said that.
Yes.
The same is. The same is. The same is. The same is. My brother. Same is my mother.
Yes.
You build that rampart, that bulwark between you and them. Because as the old folks would say, I quote it in their vernacular, it ain't no good and trouble. Is that going to serve you? And we expressing what we think is righteous, it doesn't serve the purpose of Yah, not one bit at all. Now let me show you something here about the mouth of the prophet Jeremiah. This constitution we have, I've met more men that can tell you about everything, and they don't know a damn thing. I said, I learned how to build, lay blocks. I knew the principle because when I was there in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, I worked for a man that he was as dark as me. And all the brick masons were as dark as me. And there was one old hillbilly. Him and his family traveled all over the United States. He had one of those old school buses. And I was a hard worker. You understand? At that age, at 155 pounds, I could take care of 4 masons. That's unheard of. And they laid nothing but blocks in Fort Lauderdale back in the early 70s. Nothing but that. I would take care of 4. This white boy realized, he said, boy, he's a hard worker. And he says to me one day, he said, I tell you what, I got a trial in that bag there. Take it out. When you get caught up, I'll teach you how to do this. I'll show you. And the white boy taught me how to spread. Not any of those other men taught me one damn thing. They didn't even talk to me. Period. That doesn't justify no white nothing. Damn white people, they all go to hell. It's like old black folks go. He taught me the principle. And I would love to go watch masons do their work. I've always done that. I watch anyone, builders, and I watch masons for an hour and just watch how they do it. Such a rhythmic procedure. When I quit IBM, they had a class at the community college at one. Mr. President said, I've been teaching 25 years. And every now and then, you will find a student that one's potential is great. I know. And you're one of those few. I said to him, Mr. President, my desire is different than these men. I want to learn how to do this to help others. So we can build buildings like this on the cheap and make them beautiful. They get on the corner every damn day and they don't know how to do any plumbing for bathroom. That thing not smart to me. They can't build a house. I'm saying that YisraYah'ale. They don't go to the doctor and tell them the procedure. The doctor has studied for years. Ramon, he came here. They heard of me. He was a tall brother. He was about tall. Was he taller than you, me?
Yes, sir.
He was a doctor. He was in his internship at the hospital. He says to me, Dawid, they filmed every second of me. They didn't say a damn thing. They just listened. And he says this to me, I can't do it because I know what doctors do. He said, I've been in college 13 years. He said, we'll kill my father, my grandfather. He has paid every dime for me to go through college. I said, Ramon, you're a brilliant man. First of all, you've been taught disciplines. You've been taught how to understand information. You've been taught how to analyze it. I said, you can build corporation for the people. You can create not a job at a hospital, but you can create institutions of health and health awareness for the people. I said, Ramon, there's nothing you can do. You see? But we're too damn smart. He's a doctor now. Last time I talked with someone that he was in the hospital working because $350,000 is better than living in a $1,500 house with nothing but your bare minimum. What's wrong with that? Yeah. He says this in Jeremiah 13:22. This is what evil comes forth out of our hearts. He's in Jeremiah 13:22. And if you say in your heart, this is what we say. Why are these things happening to me? Why has this come upon me? Why? You understand? For the greatness of your ovon. This has happened to us because of your own iniquity. It is because of the greatness of your ovon. Because of your iniquitous ways and the sin of your heart, and your skirts uncover, and he says your body, your hamas, the violence of your wrong, it has been made known. Now why is it that these things are happening to us? Where do they come from? Why do we think or we speak our own mind? Yes. Now we're going to get into the depths of that here. Don't forget what I began here with in Jubilees 34 Torah, and they hid themselves where? Under the tree. This is a process of analyzing. Someone get a verse and they think they're showing you something. Look at this thing. They're not showing you a damn thing. Yeah. I met an old prisoner when I worked at Fruit Home. He had been in jail for bank robbery. And I would go out every day and read my Torah. He said, preacher, you know what? He said, brother, you know what? My grandmother told me many years ago there were 7 revelations that's in the book. Every one verse you read. Well, if you read that, there's 7 revelations. There's 7 to that one. There's 7 to that one. There's 7. I said, oh, it sounds well. I was ignorant. Still I am. I was down. Still I am. But I bought what he said. Yes. And it has panned out to be truth because that's how I study. And that's how I look at Torah. They get a verse or two. Verse over there really has nothing to do with that. You will find that every word I use will resonate. Yes. The beginning of what I taught. And the essence of what I'm teaching will be about the trees. They hear themselves. Look at this in Bereshit. Bereshit, Genesis chapter 3. I want to read one verse. That's all. In Genesis 3, this is what we do. We hide ourselves under our own false illusion and disguise. It says this. You're talking about the words Chama. When one is forced into hiding, we want to hide our sins and our damnable twisted ways of corruption. It says in Bereshit 3:8, Genesis, and they heard the Shema. They heard the voice of Yahweh Halak. He was walking in the garden. This is what our mind should be. There should be a garden. Hallelujah. You all see the garden? It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Yes. But you all don't see all the blemishes in there. I do, because I go and look. It looks everything just right and covered down, 40 inches all around. But I know what healing it takes. I know the healing. You're walking through the garden. In the ruach of the day, and Adam and his issue, they hid. And the 7 kings hiding themselves under the tree. Don't worry. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to read 3 or 4 verses down and think you got the revelation. It's because you don't. You ask ignorant as they come. It's almost like a child telling mama, see mama, look, I can do it, I'll do it. I'm not apologizing to any of you. Hallelujah. He found them what? Hiding. Yes. He found them what? Hiding. Yes. We must hide one thing in our hearts, that we don't sin against Yahweh. We hide every kind of what my mind thinks, what my labor, what I want to think, or what I say. Yeah. It is the birthplace of Nachash. One of the most powerful entities. It comes from one mind, from the mind of Satan. Damn the Most High, as he said, defy him, and you'll be like me, a God. I said to a millionaire the other day, standing right there in my abodes, I said to him, damn every God, all the damn dogs, every damn whatever, because of how short tongue be the God of this world. He has blinded the minds, the labor, the masses, and least the power of this truth shine through, that they may be Yahshua. If he's a God, I know damn well Yah's that one, because he doesn't share his honor with no one. Hallelujah. You all hear me. And those that come to hear. He says this, and he was walking through the garden in the ruach of the day, and Adam and his wife Chabad themselves from the presence of Yah among where? Trees. Among what? Trees. Among what? The trees. Among what? The trees. Among what? The trees. The trees. And the 7 kings hid themselves where? Among the trees. Under the trees. They hid themselves. They hid themselves. There is something that enlightened their minds. It is the spirit of Nachash. It is a spirit that says, damn the Most High. I don't give a damn. I am the God of this kingdom. I am the king of this kingdom. I'm the one that rules in this field. Were the 7 hiding under the tree? Yes. Were those that God had made uncorruptible and immortal? Were they hiding because of sin? And they were hiding because what they were going to do was sadistically evil. And that's how we hide our sins. We hide our ways. Damn dog. Yeah. I don't care if it's me, you, your mommy, your daddy, it makes no difference. Yes. You know, I always tell people, when they want to visit me, I tell just listen some first before you come. Because you probably never like me. I was thinking about the old man that came here. He was full of his doggish bull shiesty. He come up here and I said, you know, you need to stop. You're an old man. You shouldn't be acting silly like that. Has he been back? No. An old man, why should you be acting silly? I don't act silly. And I don't play with no damn man, none. You know, I told you the story. Zay go trash can. He wanted to play with me when I was in the military. I said, you write home to your mama because I act older than them. They were 20-ish, 22, 23. I didn't act like no 23, you know. And I said, you write home to your mom and tell them to send you a play toy. You read it. Zig. I boxed Zig one day and I was a hellacious boxer. And I told the story, he hit me and it was not that when he knocked me down, it was not almost knocked me out. It was delayed. Boom! And when he did that, he broke me. You know why he did that? Because I didn't play with him. I locked you. I said, look, you write home to your mama and tell her, you didn't play the dozens in the 60s, 65. You didn't do that. I said, you write home to your mama and tell her to send you a play toy. I will go me, I will kick. Now he went ballistic on me. I say, home me, I'll tell you one more time. I was no jump now. You write home to your mother and tell her to send you a play toy. And I walked away. I wasn't worried about Ziggy. He knew that I was a man that had money. I was a hustler. But Rob, I need money to send home to my mama. What do you need? Now this man hadn't spoken to me in all that time. I said, what do you need, homie? He said, I need $100, brother Rob. He said, I'll pay you back. Well, you know I get $1 on the dollar. I was worse than the charlatan of the... I was a charlatan. I was worse than that. You buy 100, give me 200 back. That's the only way. You may beat me, but that's all right. You want to borrow some again. I gave him the money. I said, we're straight. He said, no. I said, no. You're my homeboy. You're from North Carolina like me. If I need something, I know where to come. Well, I never went to Ziggy for the monies. Listen to this nation. I never went to him for the monies. Never at all. Never, 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 never. I didn't go to him for those monies. Hallelujah. So were they hiding? Yes. Were the 7 kings hiding? Yes. Were they hiding under the trees? Yes. Does it say the same thing? There was something that transpired there. There was something that ignited this violent, reprehensible thing in them. It is called Nahar. She is the mother of the 7 abominations before Yah. She is the mother. She defies Yah. She is the one that birthed that in the Amoree. And that's why they speak their mind. Nobody tell me what to say. I say my mind. Well, your mind is cheap. It has nothing. If you call that a mind, I don't want that kind of a mind. You understand? Nobody tell me I speak my mind. You're cheap. Your mind is cheap. I find that at the dollar store, what you're saying. Yeah. And that's a fact. You're nothing but a repertoire of nothing but folly and foolishness. They hid themselves among the trees of the garden of the garden. So you think that this is just a physical tree? It is. But it's greater than that, nation. Can I bring it out? Yeah. Can I teach this to us? Yeah. Can I show us the book from Bereshit to Gilyana? Yes. You just can't read a verse out of Genesis and think you got what it takes and talk on that. These men get up and they quote 3 or 4 scriptures. And the ones that sit down in their camps, they reverberate the same things over and over. Same thing. Everything goes back to one thing. If I'm of the nation, and I know I'm of the nation, yeah. I'm rich, I have no burdens, no bills, I eat well, and for my age, I'm still strong as a bull. And I'll work the youngest of the young men. I'm stronger than them, old enough to be the daddies and all that. You boasting now? I think this one say, yeah, you've kept me healthy all these years. Because you taught me how to eat from day one. You taught me how to take care of myself. There will not have been one of them, I don't say boastfully, that could have gone in the gym with me and done what I did. No. Not even a third. And I will say that today. Yes. They still can't do it. Yeah. Are you speaking of you? You know, okay, well then why are you offended? Because you're speaking of you. You think you present the challenge. This is how we think. It's stupid. They were hiding. Were they hiding?
Yes.
Because there was something in them that made them hide. Were the 7 kings hiding?
Yes.
There are 7 things you hide in you that are so violent. Listen, nation. Don't let these damn dogs of liars tell you, put back food.
Yeah.
Store up water. They are stupid as a jackass. And they all tell you that nuclear bombs are going to fall. Son, listen. I was in the military with Andre McCarroll. Andre McCarroll went to West Charlotte there in Charlotte. He was one of the most, he was a powerful football player. He was about 6 foot even. Andre weighed 155, 60 pounds. He was all Mecklenburg. He was all state and everything. And then when he got to college and saw what he had to run against, he quit then. He never played football again. He was bad. Faster than lightning. We both in the military in Germany. I come home, he come home. He rejoined again. He got out. I said, why did you get out, Andre? And today he's got a mental problem. He walks the streets with a top coat on in 100-degree weather. He was my best friend. This is what he said to me, I'll never forget. He says this to me, with what they have and what I was working with in Germany, there is no way my conscience would allow me. He said they got stuff out there that they can infest my students. And he said, I'm telling you, he said it's beyond scale. And their lungs fill up with water. And it's called the cloud death. Now you fools, you're still not. We're going to eat from the bread of the lecture. We're going to eat from the tree a sadiq. You're not going to put back enough food, we can't do it. Because the more you know you got when there's a hard time, the more you want to eat. That's just the pattern of man. You're not going to hide no water, because if you believe that the nuclear artillery, nothing atomic bomb is going to fall, you are a fool to prepare the way you prepare. We're not preparing to. We got plenty of food. We got food enough to last us for years. That thank God will say. We got to eat the bread. YHWH is the nurture. These cows here, they die. The sheep, they die. The goats, they die. The ponds we have with fish, they die. The waters become polluted. The world that is deep in the ground, it becomes polluted. This is a stupid generation. And they believe that they're going to survive that. But they all nuclear bombs are coming. Oh, put back some food. Get some water in your car. And these jackasses buy that. I'm telling you to get deep into your wicked labor, your mind, that y'all may reveal every corrupt, evil, sadistic thing in you. So if I live in Hamashi. If I die, that's a great game. Y'all will never have a problem with me when it comes to lay down this. I'm good. I have no problem. I'm ready to die. When it's that time, I'm going to die. It doesn't trepidate me, and I'm not fearful. Not at all. Hallelujah. Listen. They were hiding themselves from Yah. They couldn't even hear the voice of Yah. But if there's one thing, listen to me today, YisraYah'ale. If you hear nothing else, I want you to hear this. I'm going to quote it, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. Hallelujah. This is what the Nobi Shirak says here. This is what we must hear. He talks about the doubts, the knowledge, the in-depth of the wisdom. He says that the knowledge of the mitzvot, of the commandments of Yah is the doctrine of life. These folks are not walking in doctrine. All the time, I'm a human lie. I found out who I was. People call me that. I said, I know who you are. I'm a Hebrew. I said, you're filthy, dirty, evil, stinking man, full of your damnable twisted ways and lies. And this is what constitutes your delight? You're a Hebrew? No, I know that it took all that blood that he shed. A wicked, violent, sadistic, and with the damnable power of God's dog. I'm nothing. don't count myself to be some great. Well, I'm a Hebrew. I said, you got a lot of sin in you. Have you listened to me? Well, I sold on you to my soul of God. Wow. This place is not about gardening. It's about living. Learning how to love each other.
Hallelujah.
Learn how to be genuine, not some false liar, full of deception. Learning how to care. And we see that among each other. If the young men don't see and those that visit don't see my love for her, then there is no love in me. Because she is me. And I am her. And we are part of each other. When I saw nearly 50 years ago as a young boy, ball player and everything, I knew I would marry her. I knew that would be my wife. I knew that. And that's the woman I've known. I haven't done like these devils out here. They lay with women and tell you it's all right. Thou got wives out there, he's a damn dog. And I tell him to his face and still give him some fist bump. How you doing, man? Someone listen that know Bishop Dow, tell him I mention him. I'll still beat him in 3 points. I can't roll like I used to. And I like Dow. He plays some ball, man. Man, he was ball up. He checked me one day, the last time that we hear about, what, 16, 17 years ago. And I was using nothing with that left foot. He said, Rick, I didn't know you could play that. Boy, I will give you. Tell Bishop Dow that Rick, made mention of him. Tell him come see me. I tell him come see me. I'm not fearful like you. He told me I can never come back. I'm not fearful. You coming here. We sent it out to one for meal, and I may cook a fattened goat. I'll do a sheep too. Matter of fact, we do beef for you. How about that? Sirach says the knowledge of the mitzvot of Yah is the doctrine, nothing else the doctrine of life. Not you being a Hebrew Israelite, because if you understand the doctrine, the teaching, the discipline of the life of the Torah, it begins with love for Yah. It begins with love for your neighbor. They are equal. Your friend. He said, not only there's a colon there at the end of this. You'll see when I tell you where it's at. He said, in that they do, asa, we must perform. That deals with loving me, with loving Yah. That deals with loving me. We must perform it. We must perform it. I want to live with you, son. Yeah. I've never been in this household. How long y'all been married? I married you. How long you been married? Talk to me so I can hear you, son. 15 years. Never been in this house. Yeah. Yeah. How long y'all been married? You. 19. Oh, never been in this house. This baby said, come see Poppy. No, I'm all right. I see him all day in Yah's house. Yes. See him out there, see him over there, see him in there. Same with you. How long you been married? What? Should talk to your boys. And the ones that turn their back on Yah, very few of the marriages are working. Their sons and daughters are whores. He says that Yah has given us this knowledge, that we may do the things that please Yah. This is what we shall receive. He said, they that do that shall receive the fruit of the tree. They hid themselves. The tree of what? Of immortality. And the word immortality in the language of our forefather Abraham, it is Adum. Adum. It means this, that there is no corruption. Yeah. That is what immortality is. That we can live because there's nothing corrupt in us. Yeah. And we can live in YHWH because there's nothing corrupt in us. I'm not filing against you or my young daughters. That's what the words immortality, I will prove it out, the book. That comes from the lips of one of the most profound teachers at the university there in YHWH. His name is YHWH, chapter 19. Read the whole chapter. Verse 19 is what I just quoted. But read the whole chapter in context. That is what the fruit was. That's why Yah put them out. That's why they were hiding. And that's why the 7 kings of these 7 spirits, they hide under the what? The tree of your lust, the tree of your lies, the tree of your corruption, the tree of your sin. And there's 7 of them. And there's no fruit you can eat to make you strong. There's nothing in you. You can't draw from what's in you. It's a fact. It's a fact. You can't draw from the resources because we're going to do the same thing over and over and over and over. And we never become victorious. We have the Shua in Yeshua. You see, it's not just quoting them. We must assault. We must perform. We must act upon them. And not only that, that is what establishes us. In that, we accomplish all things that Yah commanded. That's what the means. You tell me Yah give us a counsel of instruction. You tell me it will not perfect us. You will never hear. I have gotten calls from all over many parts of the world. I found out I'm a Hebrew. You don't even speak any language that is comprehensible. What is a Hebrew? I ask people, what does the words Hebrew, what does it mean? Esau was a Hebrew. Esau was a Hebrew. Esau was a Hebrew. Ishmael was a Hebrew, because if your doctrine says and your teaching says that the father, the progenitor, did Esau come out of that man Yitzchak?
Yes.
Did Esau come out of Yitzchak?
Yes.
It was a Hebrew. But the promise was a YisraYah'ale.
Yes.
Abraham is the father of Rabba'ah, many multitudes beyond many nations. He made YisraYah'ale a nation of 12, listen, SHABBAT branches. And he made him great.
Yes.
He said it. I didn't say it. We call ourselves Hebrews, living in a rat's asshole. Go to hell with your lying feces. 2019. And after Tabernacle, I'm going to really get on that. I got teaching. I looked the other day, and there's one teaching I put together concerning the methodic cycle and what they call the 13th month, their lies. It's a damn lie.
Yes.
I got 200 pages on that. I went to every kind of visual Jewish website that constitute those lies, and I battled them from this. I will battle any of their scholars, any of yours too. We're not going to have some ragtag random debate. Let's go in the Pacific. Let's go in the Pacific. It's a Hebrew Israelite. How do you identify them? Can I say this? We're going to stop a little early because of the feast night. Brazil, the nation. There are 210 million people. Has more people than Cuba, Jamaica, Barbados, all the islands of the sea, the British or the Americans. Has more people than the Mexicans, the people of my hue here. Yet on that damn little twisted 12 tribe chart, that should have been Yehuda. And when more slave ships were there, because it was closer on the transatlantic voyage, and came here. Huh? They look about like you too, look. That's some white blood done jumped down in that one. And the women, how can a Spaniard you call a devil? He's a white boy. He's a damn son of Esau. And yet his genetic purification came Them boys put babies in them black, beautiful things that came over on those ships. You hear me, yeah? So the baby began with that white boy. And a damn one that is a child of YisraYah'ale according to your concept. The Puerto Ricans, look down there well, at least down there in Haiti, they're black as the sun. Down there in Cuba. This is so stupid. Their thesis is not even well thought out. And Ariel, the fellow that come up with it, they didn't even think that out. And Papa Bibbin said, well, let's just draw them in. I know it's wrong, but let's just bring them in. It's a lie. It's a damn twisted lie. Yeah. And I debated a cap on their lies. Yeah. You might as well love me. Yeah. You hate me, that's all right. I don't mind being hated. Can I go further? Will you believe it? Let's go here. This is something that's important. This is what it's in the third Ezra. Third Ezra. Because he's talking about the fruit of immortality coming from here. Yahshua is the fulfillment of Torah in us. Look what it says in 3rd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 43. Chapter 7, verse 43, I want to read this. This is when we're going to see the fulfillment of the immortality. Why? Because there will be no sin and no corruption. It says in 3rd Ezra 7:43, it says, for the day of doom, that is doom, of destruction, of the violence of Yah's hands. I tell you, when I see these storms, I don't, that scares me. You see something like a tsunami, you can run, you can cry. The babies don't get out. Granny, she barely walking, she doesn't get by. Mommy with the baby on her titty, the baby and mommy. He's awesome. He kills. He makes alive. He kills. And he is the one that brings higher life, the buoyancy of life. Ezra 7:4. He talks about the day of doom shall be the end of this time. It's a day of cataclysmic mayhem and death, and the stench of death shall fill the air. He says a day of, it's the end time. What is this end? He says, and the beginning of immortality to come. You all see that? But all the senses of our nature and me is destroyed. When we allow Yah to destroy that attitude and those 7 violent spirits that are reprehensible and they are abominable unto Yah, then the day of immortality, there is no corruption that abounds in your minds and mandate unto you, nation. I'm not looking for a pie in the sky. I'm looking for the coming of my master, my king, Yeshua. When the graves are back will get up, Bishop. I was ignorant preacher, but I knew that you knew something I didn't know. Wherein corruption is past. It is merely, it has come its course. It has no power. It has nothing of sort. Well, why am I incorporating all of this into this teaching? Because I want you to understand one more thing. It's all about Yeshua. When those Amory hid under the tree, it was more than just hiding. It was the spirit of divination. It was the words to curse. And that's what Hashatan said. That is what Nachash is. It says that he says unto them, the day that you defy Yah, when you tell him damn you, he knows you don't become a God. And that's how we deal with gods. Everybody's a God unto themselves. A cheap God. Breath state is about as bad as mine. A dirty God. When he said that to them, that was the power of Nachash. And tell me what happened after that. It constituted the day that you said hell no to Yah. You will not have any jurisdictions in my land. No. I don't care what the book says. There are those that know they are wrong and the book shows them. And they still do it. They still do it. They defy Yah. They know that it's wrong and they're still doing it. And so I will not, the words to Yah mean nothing. Because I say damn this wicked word, damn every God. Because I know my Yah is not a God. He is not of the same family as Shatan. And if he said to them, you will become a God like the Most High, then damn, you don't need Yah, you don't need Yahshua, you need no one. Because you are exuded above the heavens, and that's how all of you think. You think your knowledge is superb and superior. You don't know a damn thing. And nothing talk to you but that devious, damnable divination of your mind. You arrogant and you so damn smart. That child will learn nothing about life unless it's taught. The fools. Fool, little silly woman, right? You are a fool, old woman. So who called us one? He said, oh foolish YHWH. Oh Evel, he who have bewitched you. Who has bewitched you? And that's what they were doing under the trees. We get in the midst of people and we try to work out divination among each other. We sow that seed of death and corruption. We speak validity against them. We speak violently against them. You're going to hell. I don't care if it's my mama or your mama. And above all, I don't care if it's you. And that's what we do. See, the Hebrews are not telling you that. You're a Hebrew, they get drunk just like the world. In hell, they can bump. They don't even know how to dance. That ain't dancing. They get drunk as anyone. You eat, first of all, you eat pork. I can tell you eating something. And then they draw in on that. Where are your seeds? There are things that Yah told us that we must asa li'olam ziyak throughout all of our generation. Help you do that when you think you're right? You're some arrogant people. Yes. They're pompous. And that's all they talk about. They never talk about sin. They don't talk about sin. Yeah. Or one defies the command and the mandate of Yah. They don't talk about that. And the feast days that all of them are keeping, it is based upon the Talmudic. I got 200 pages. I'm going to begin to teach that. I said to Mikaya, the beginning of the fall of the tabernacle. It's all right to have a nice big fight every now and then. Yeah. You don't want none of that now. You don't want that from me. Listen to the book. Look what it says here. Hallelujah. 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 Look what Timothy and Paul Shaul writes on to Timothy about this immortality. They get under their trees and they lie, and all this spirit that has come from Amoreh, speaking what is in your mind and saying what you write. You have not come to the conclusion of anything. Yah's not talking to you, liar. He did not speak from the heavens. Can I ask us all one question? If someone goes to the doctor and say, quote, I say like this, God is telling me this, they're going to say he's a bunny rabbit of a nutcase. And you're the same thing. You are not your fruitcake. Yah spoken once. And that's this book. Yes. You're flat out lying. All the revelation is here. All the revelation, I will bring it up. All the revelation is right here. It's right here in the book. The liars. Because if I hear someone talking to me, I want to find out who is that? What is that? That's not being spiritual. You find me running. I'm a soldier. Look what it says here. Look what Shaul writes. I will read this and then the crops of the tree. All right? See what happens. It was a spirit of divination, and they were there watching Yaakov, the sons of YisraYah'ale, to throw a spell or to throw a curse. And they all began to chant, get them, God, we're going to get them. Just like football players, they get there. Same thing, basketball players. Put your hat on! We're in this together. Shay! Boom! That's a fact. That's a fact. Shut up! That's how they get. They do that. I know. They do that. Look at my Yahweh dad laughing at me, huh? To draw from those spirits beyond the deep. Yes. They can't draw from them. Or there's something. Those coward of kings that have the guts. They knew if they hid themselves and promoted each other. Yoktan, you can take them. Yoktan's heart is beating so hard, just like Ambili, or Bimelech. Yoktan, he hid himself. He butchered every one of his brothers. He killed every last one of them. And then even his mama said, well, we got us a great king. Now he's a tree among all you all. There's nothing more important. I'll get to that. Let me read this quickly. So I want us to get some rest today and prepare for this evening. 2 Timothy, our 2 Timothy. I was talking to one yesterday, and one said to me, because of my expression. I said that violent thing that we call, you call him Jesus. That can be your Jesus all you want to. Isn't that amazing? Because in my day, you will see that nasty white thing on every table, on every wall. And yet these faggot images of that same faggot, he was a faggot, white one. He's a faggot and the black one. They all look alike. So I said, damn Jesus Christ. He's a lie. I told a man the other day that was a millionaire. 5 years ago, he made $10 million. And I don't play with it. He's still right there. I said to myself, I got him. And when I finished with that man, he was afraid. He's afraid of me. I said, I see, I owe you. It's still on the desk. We need to take this money. We owe no man nothing. I said, I see when I see it. He went to pay him. He wasn't there. He gives us favor with men. I have favor with men. I don't give a damn if he's white as that shirt he got on. Black as the Sahara Desert sand pebble. Look at who it is. Gives me favor. The man that did us well, he was a hillbilly. He called me Miss Bailey. How you doing? Because I'm doing fine, Mr. Dalton. I will call him Mr. Dalton. But he came down here and saw this piece of land. He said, mine! I said, it's not mine. I own nothing here, and I don't. It belongs to you. Nobody can take it. Nobody can sell it. It's your money, Pete, for this. I said, Mr. Dawn, it doesn't belong to me. I own nothing. You tell me to leave, I'll leave. I'll be all right. I will miss this place. And we told him to leave. He did so much for us. Mr. David, back down the road that's dead. I went to buy something from him, and his words were, you don't trust me, don't you? I got right up in his face. I said, it's not the idea whether I trust you. Undoubtedly, you got a question about your own fidelity and your own honesty. You're the problem, not me. You understand? And I told Jesse that. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll take you. When he took me to meet the woman who ran that business, she loved me. Preacher, oh my, you take anything you want. I said, send that to me and I'll pay you when I get the money. Preacher, you know money. You don't even know me, woman. He calls men to give unto our bosom. He calls men to show favor. I don't give a damn if he's son. You don't even know who the sons of Esau are. I don't care who he is. It's amazing they say the Africans are dirty, stinking Africans. They got their lips and all that. Look at our women. They're no different. At least in countries like that, the women will save themselves. The women here are nothing but hoes. That's another teaching. You're going to love me, you're going to hate me. There ain't no middle ground with me. And I don't care either way. Look what it says here in 2 Timothy 1:9. He's talking about how much this truth revealed. There is nothing more powerful than truth revealed because it is the gift of immortality. He says here in 2 Timothy 1:9, who has delivered us and called us with a kodash calling, not according to our works. I'm a deceitful, devilish, evil man. So my works doesn't constitute the works of Yah, but according to what? Look what it says. His own purpose. That's why he called you. Not that we're Hebrew Israelites because we were great or we had something awful. It was his purpose.
Yes. Yeah.
Has nothing to do with you, with your smelly breath like mine. Nothing. He says own purpose. And his chava was free. You didn't do anything to earn it. And his favor of his kindness, he just poured it upon Abraham. There were many men like Abraham, but he elected him. He chose Noah and Eo because they were perfect men. They were Tomim. And they were men that walked upright. They worked perpendicularly according to Yah. He put that in there. He says this. He says, and favor, who was given us in YHWH when? Before the world even began. So what have you done to become a Hebrew Israelite? What have you done to say, I'm a Hebrew, I find out who I is? You're dirty. You stink. You're rotten. You're wicked. You're evil. You're sadistic. And you're no different than the world. All you do is name your damn Jesus. T.D. Jakes named his. I said to Dawid, who was debating, I said this to Dawid about 15, 18 years ago. When I was trying to casually kind of teach him, his name is not Jesus, Dawid. About 15 years ago. I said, I want to ask you something. You say you healing, you casting out demons. I said, you're a damn liar, Dawid. You're not doing, there's no organic healing today. Dawid hasn't done one damn thing. Please, somebody tell him I said this. Tell him go listen to this teaching, all right? I don't listen to Dawid. I said, well, then if that's the case, you cast out demons in the same name Benny Hinn does. But he goes to hospital. And they come by the millions to Benny Hinn. What makes you greater? What you say is no different than Benny Hinn. Benny Hinn doesn't have the two wives. He have a horse on the side. What's the difference? Yes. I said, old Roberts died in his own hospital school. There's not one organic healing. I can show what they call organic healing by the Hindus and they pray, by the Muslims and all. There's none. Good. There's not one. And I said to him, you're not, well, that's nothing to do something internal. I raised the dead. I told him, you're a liar. You raised nothing. You were dead in trespass and sin that goes, you raise you from the dead. You're full of lies. You're not doing a damn thing. But this gullible generation believe that. Puking inside of what they call the house. Getting drunk. You're not going to do it here. None of you. Don't come here thinking you can do that. This is what YHWH says in verse 10. Hear this. And now, but is now made manifest by the appearing. What? Of Yahshua HaMashiach, who has abolished death. The natos, the separation of Yah. Where our minds are full of death, of sin, we can hear Yah and brought life. Not only did he bring life, he brought immortality. That's what he brought life. He brought purity and incorruption. That is immortality. There's nothing that impedes us. When our minds are pure, we let that mind be in us. We will do the pure things. We will do the right thing. That's the only way we're going to learn how to care for the nation. You're not going to learn any other way. Nation, YisraYah'ale, no other way, no other way. Now I want to get back to the essence of the tree. They were hiding on the trees, right?
Yes.
They were casting their spell. And that's what we're doing. You're hiding under the banner of a Hebrew Israelite. It doesn't mean a damn thing.
Yeah.
Yah kills Hebrews.
Yeah.
He kills Israelites. He butchered them.
Yeah.
And he's coming back to tear their butthole out.
Yes.
Can I read this? I'll tell you where I found it. This is the prophet Jeremiah. I'll read it and tell you where it's found. Jeremiah says this. Under that tree where they were hiding, were not they hiding Adon and Chama?
Yes.
Because they had opened up their hearts to Nachash. And Nachash is a spirit of whoredom. Zonan. You will foreplay and play with any kind of foul, evil thing. It is called Zanan. He played the role of a whore. What is Zanan? They became unfaithful to Yah. They became unfaithful to Maria. And so that's why they were hiding under the tree to see where they could gauge YisraYah'ale. They're only the seed of Abraham and through the lineage of promise because Yah said so. Yes. Not any words,
Hallelujah.
not anything they have done. And because your skin is brown, black, blue, or white, you say, well, as a Hebrew Israelite, you're a damn dog and a liar.
Yes. Hallelujah.
We know YisraYah'ale by their fruit.
Yes. Yes.
This is what the prophet says. Yah says this to us. This is what he said. Yah says also to me, in the days of Yoshiyah, the king, the Melech, have you seen, have you looked upon that which backsliding, this Mishuma? This backsliding was, they were hiding under the tree, were they not?
Yes.
They're backsliding. They turned their backs on Yah. They didn't want to meet him face on. They told them to kiss their buttocks and they turned them back. You're going to be a hypocrite all you want to, my friends. This is legit. And this is all 100 here. This is not 99.9. This is all truth. It says, you have turned, have you seen the backsliding, the apostasy, the mind of this people? He named them YisraYah'ale, what they had done. What has she done? She has gone up. She has gone up. Zakim Ben, what do you brothers found this for me? Jeremiah. Chapter 3. Chapter 3. One verse. I want you all to read the whole chapter of Jeremiah 3. Because you can understand the context of everything. Jeremiah, who got it? Chapter 3, stand up and read it from Elam. Go ahead, Zakim Jeremiah. Chapter 3, verse 6.
Yahweh said,
He spoke from his heart.
also
To who?
unto me,
Unto me, he speaks by Yahshua. That's all he speaks by. Where?
in the days
of Yoshiyah,
Yoshiyah,
the Melech.
the king. Has you
Go ahead.
seen that which backslide?
He called them Meshubah. This apostate people was Adon backslidden. Adon backslid.
Yes.
He slid back. He turned his back on Yah. That's nothing more violent. Have you seen where backsliding who?
Israel.
YisraYah'ale. He was not talking about the sons of Esau. He was not talking about the Amorites. He was not talking about the Tishrites, the Hivites. He's talking about one nation. What has she done? There's a comma there. There's a question about that. What has she done?
She has gone.
She has gone. She has halakha. She has made a way. She has made the path. She has gone where?
Up upon
Upon what?
every high.
Hold on now. The verb has Greek indication on how many?
Every.
One.
Every.
2.
Every.
Mount Gerizim. 3.
Every.
And every high place, every exalted thought, every evil thing, that's what Nahash does. That's what the serpent said today. You tell you ought to go to hell. He knows he can't do nothing with you. That's what a child does when they get 17. Can't nobody tell me. I'm my own woman. As I'm my own man, I found out at 50, 60 what a man was. I wasn't. If you get hungry by yourself, you'll find out. You ain't got a man. Upon a few high mountains, every exalted, every high thought. And where?
And under.
Under, you sure?
Yes.
Let me look at this again. It says stay right there. It says in Jubilees 34:2, hiding themselves under. Is that the same word?
Yes.
Do you spell that U-N-D-E-R?
Yes.
Do you spell that U-N-D-E-R?
Yes.
Under, you sure? It says that.
Yes.
That's what it says there in Jubilees 34:2. Under.
Yeah. Under.
These men don't teach like this. Under what?
Every.
How many?
Every.
Every what?
Green.
Every green what?
Tree.
Every green tree. And what have they done?
And there.
And there.
Have played.
They have played.
The harlot.
They have played the zana. Don't know, my friend. They have played a whore. That's what Hava did. And that's what her husband did, Adon. They have played the whore. They have played the whore. They have played the whore. Every kind of foul religious concept. Everybody got an idea. Everybody got a concept about Yah. They have everyone about God. Because you're your own God. You do what the God tells you to do. And you defy, you fight them. You will try to debate. You have not one damn leg to stand on. Come debate me. And they played the whore.
Yes.
That whore spirit is one that calls by the power of divination. They do little chants. That's what the Catholic whorehouse. The Catholic whorehouse has nothing to do with YisraYah'ale. That what we call YisraYah'ale and Jews or Judaism. You can call yourself a Jew. I'm not a Jew. I'm YisraYah'ale. They are so silly. We're the true Jews. You lie devils. There's no word as a Jew. It isn't. And they're ready to fight. I's a Jew. Well, you can have my Jew spot if I'm one. No more than there's a damn Jesus. He's a lie.
Yeah.
I said that to that Caucasian man that he's a made-up lie. And you people put that lie out. Yeah. And I said, you will never say that it's wrong. I'm talking to this man. He didn't know. He couldn't talk. This man's a millionaire. I know what I'm saying. I said, you take care after we finish. I said, listen to me sometime. It's hard to listen to me. It's hard for me to listen to me because I don't like me. But I do love me. I went down the road and I turned on the station. And that radio started blasting. That was a message. I know my voice doesn't even sound that strong now. And I said, oh my God, this man, if I didn't even know him, listen to this man, I will bless his hand. I'll go there and say, man, what can I do? I will do something to help you. I would. And that message I know because I can tell in my vernacular, my speech, that message was 10, 15 years ago. But it was just as pulsating then as it is now. He said they were on how many green tree? Every green tree? Every green tree. Now that's where the 7 kings, they find themselves in this luscious field of every kind of idea and thought, and they bewitch the people through divination. Does it make sense, Miss Wifey? It does. It does make sense.
Yes.
Because it's true. I will prove all things. Not by one verse, but multiples and many. All right? Hallelujah. I'm not going to finish this today because, oh man, the 6 pages of nothing but Torah that relates to this, all right? 6. He says, dropping down to Jeremiah, you'll read the whole chapter of Jeremiah 3. Jeremiah 3:13. This is what he says. Only acknowledge your OV, your wicked, corrupt ways, your violent reproach against Yah, that you have transgressed against Almighty Yah, your Abba. Just say I've sinned. Say I'm wrong. Say my lies are eating up the substance of my being. And look at what they've done now. Look at what they've done. Look at what this nation has done. Look at what these false Hebrews now they're Hebrews. I give them that. But they're still false. Look at what they've done. Look what they've done. Wasn't the heathen? Yah said, and has scattered, verse 13, and as puts, ye have scattered your, that's a possession. Your derech, your ways, your walk, your ways to who? The gear. Strangers that don't even know me. You show them how dirty you are. I remember this so dirty bastard down this road down here. I don't even want to mention his name. There we were him one time. And this is what I'll never forget he said. He said, you black folks have learned to be as wicked as we are. You don't give a damn about each other. He said, you learn to be, that's what was from man of what you will call Esau. He said, you learn how to be as wicked and dirty as white people. That's what he said. That's what he said. No, you have scattered your ways. You have scattered your ways to strangers under where? Under what? Every what? Green tree. I'd rather have cured wood when I'm burning the stove in the winter. I like to put a piece of green in every now and then because of the water content. It tends to balance things out. You're spreading your damn dirty ways under those that are just green. They don't know anything. When I went in the military, I was trained by Vietnam era veterans, 2 and 3 2D tours. I didn't know nothing about war, but they taught us. I wept, and all of us, because they knew we had soldiers and now you could go and you could get killed. And we wept. I was making, even when I first went, I'm making $169 a month. I belonged to the military 24/7. We didn't have money. I would try to send my mother $100 a month. What did that mean to me? So I had to find a way to hustle, make money. All those men, big and small, brown and tan, white and black, we wept. Because we knew that was our position. We were stupid, we were foolish, we had joined that military. You could go to war, boys. That was just a fact. YisraYah'ale, they have scattered your ways to strangers under every green tree. Why? And you have not shenach, you have not obeyed my voice, says Yah. That's what he said. We have scattered some dirty ways. Those that may not know and understand the ways of Yah, we give them some dirty always ways. We're nasty, we're dirty, we stink all the way to the lowest parts of hell. Effeminate young men, they don't even have the stature of men. They don't have the disposition. But I was in the military, you have to dress it right and cover it out. Dress it right and cover it down. You had to do that. We were taught. In this effeminate generation, they're not taught. They don't know how to be men. Their ways are effeminate. You shouldn't even fellowship with an effeminate man. I don't. These weak little boys today, that's what they're, boys. Boys, they're not men. And that's a fact. As they say in the world, they get in their feelings. They're so emotional. Well, man, prove to me. You prove me anything out of this book, I'll buy it. But your lies, I will not buy. I want to finish up quickly because I want us to rest. Listen to this. I want to get to other parts. Hallelujah. Go back to Bereshit. Go back to Genesis, the beginning of the book. Chapter 3 and verse 2. Bereshit, Genesis 3 and 2. This is what came forth out of Nahash. Were they hiding under the tree? Yeah. Were they hiding under the tree? Have they eaten from the tree? Have they eaten from the tree? There is no one that delivers or talks about this as the way that Hanok, and one day I'll teach that. It says in Genesis 3 and 2, and the woman said to the serpent unto Nahash, it is the spirit of divination, YisraYah'ale. And what divination is, can I tell you, it is a practice that we find that these prophesying liars in their damn dog of their Christ name, telling folks, yes, say the Lord God, Jesus Christ. You're going to get a new, you're going to get a new car. Those are lies. Yes. It is a spirit of divination, a spirit of deep darkness. That's what it is. It's not of Yah. It's divination. When they're trying to foretell, this book is what foretells the future. You can't draw from some voice you've heard, fool. That's what it is. You're trying to expose knowledge that is hidden in the book. And only Yah reveals that in the book. They don't know Yah. They don't even know their Jesus. They will tell Jesus, go to hell. Yes. I don't apologize for my language. Hallelujah. No one bit. Don't come visit me unless you listen. Listen about 10 or 15, 20 messages. I tell people, go back 10 years, go back 15 years. We got 1,000 teachings on the web. All of that came up. We got 1,000. A lot. Go back and listen. I don't care what subject you want to hear about, we talk about it. As we preach here. In full detail. This is the 53rd teaching I've taught concerning the deportation of we going back to the land of YisraYah'ale. Yah promised a nation. He promised a nation the land between the great river, the Nile, 2,650 miles. Between that and the great river of Euphrates, 1,730 miles. Between those two rivers, there's nearly 1 million square miles. America is only 3 million square miles. 3,100,000 square miles. China is smaller than that. And China got 1.7 billion people. America has only 330 million people. He promised us that land. Not that little slither of land that you can hardly get water from. It's dry. You can grow anything there. The grape, you know, that's enough land. You don't even use the same land every year. You grow grapes that big and you just, that's what it's for. That's the promise of him. Oh, I'm tired of living here, okay? There ain't nothing to hold me back. Just pick up your hut, let's go. Having food, therewith having food and raiment. Be contented. He promised us that land. Yes. He promised us that land. Yeah. He promised us that land. Yes. Look what he says in better sheet, Genesis 3 and 2. And the woman said unto Nahash, we may eat of the fruit of the tree. We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. We can eat of the fruit of the trees. Yah says unto his people, when you go take a land, don't cut down the trees where there's food. You can eat them. Everything else, cut them out. This was a tremendous rising of this formidable foe of divination. Nahash, that's what it does. Yes. Nahash. It brings about this incantation. I want to tell you something about him. That's what you do. Yes. I will. Yeah. I will. We can eat. And the heart says, I speak my mind, baby. You can't tell me. I'm my own man. You live with your mom and you're your own man. Shut up, boy. Yeah. You'd be surprised, these Hebrew Israelites on the corner, calling the women some of the most violent. Send the Hebrew women, knowing the things that my mother went through as a I never talked back to my mother like my sisters and brothers. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. You're going to talk. I don't disrespect anyone, especially the women that look like you. How do you do, ma'am? Thank you kindly so much. Even the ones that are nasty, ma'am, what's wrong with you? Stop that. I'm trying to tell them about y'all know. And my ability to pronounce names it's beyond absurd. I don't care what your name is, I can pronounce it. I don't care what the word is, I'll work with it, I'll get it right. That's me. And what is your name now? It's that, oh, you're the only one that have said that right. Oh. I said, what does it imply? What does it mean, ma'am? I don't know. What are the things that assured you about your mother? Everybody would say she was nice. You gotta give me something better than that. What about your father? Let's utilize those traits and let me give you the meaning to that name. So when someone asks you, you tell them what it means. And it changed the whole facial expression of people, believe me. And they get out there and call the women that. They call a young girl. First thing they say, you should be wearing pants. God damn. You just, come on, man. That's what they do. They eat pork. And they know people, I like some pork. Eat some pork, man. Pork chop. Bacon. Yeah, man, I like me some pork. Don't you know, turn that, turn down. Turn on Leviticus, turn that. That's so stupid. It doesn't produce no life in no one. I would have stopped in a minute. All right. I want us to be fresh tonight for the beautiful singing of my babies. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Can I show you what this Nachash was trying to hide from her? Will you believe it if I show you in the book? Yes. I will show you. Yeah. I will show you. God knows the day you do that. This is what he was trying to hide from her. I will show you a couple of things. Then I'm going to finish up. The Zachim will come to us next Shabbat. He's going to be teaching tomorrow. Then that'll give me time to rest. I like to be refreshed. I work hard around here. This morning I'm thinking we got to get garden 4 ready. We got to get that implement to get those rocks out of there. I said to my YHWH, no, I said, how many, I'm thinking about plants. I'm looking at my, I need to do this. My mind is always that. Because I should say, we don't need that many. When I'm thinking about putting that 4,000, cabbages, see, I don't know if we get them away. 4,000, you know, 500, 600, 700 college, that's all right. College and mustard, all of that. And so we got to get the rocks out of it. All I want, 8 rows, that's all I want. I don't want no 10. It's everything for the fall, we got to get it out before tabernacle. So we don't eat the cows, will eat it. They don't mind broccoli. The goats will eat it. Hallelujah. You know, I was figuring things, I would say, yeah, it's amazing because to grow all of this, if we grow 4,000 plants, we have less than we have $100 in seeds. If you go buy the broccoli organic from anywhere, it's going to cost you $1. And they don't look as nice as ours. This is what this dog, Nahad, this is what I tell you. This is what he's hiding. It's in Yochanan. Just listen. John chapter 15. Listen. He says, now we are clean through the word which have been spoken. We are. There's something important here. Remain in me and I in you as the branches, as the klima. See, the branch can't do anything. The branch, or as the branch or the vine or the sprout cannot bear, it cannot bear chapuz. It cannot bear fruit. In essence, this is what your chapuz is. You can advance. You can go. That's all they're saying. Hebrew Israelites. Yeshua's coming. And Jesus. You're going to put all your white folks in slavery. That's so stupid and dumb. Y'all say there are nations that have been kind. I said, y'all got to teach that again. That have been kind to YisraYah'ale, that Yahweh show pity to them. You don't know who YisraYah'ale is. You don't know. 2019. I remember this 10, 12, 13 years ago. Wasn't much on the internet. And now you don't hear them talking about 2019. 400 years and Yah's brutal. They were in 400 years and in Mizraim they came out. Yeah. Hell, they came out with everything. That we should take the nuclear arsenal and everything from this country and go to the land of promise for us. Not that little slither land. You could drive around the whole country in 8 hours. Moving there for what? I'm at home in Yahshua. Amen. They go there. I'm not saying that they're not young men and women that are there. I don't have anything against that. I'm not going there. Not the racism and the enterprise thing there. There's none there. They got to go beg for jobs. We are a nation that is sad. We don't own everything around here. Lake, our own water supply. The white boys were so intrigued with me. This is what one said. Preacher, let us put you a system out there. We'll do it. Because there's enough of you over there. We'll pay for it. So now you can't do nothing for us. We're not beggars. We don't beg nobody for nothing. Not one nickel. And those white boys like engineers and all that. Preacher, we're going to help you out. I done went down there. I'm a Hebrew. I know who I am. I'm YisraYah'ale. Esau is a Hebrew. Ishmael is a Hebrew. And the Hebrew is simply meaning those are from beyond. Ibram, from beyond. I'll close here in a minute. He says this. Except you abide in the vine, the ampollas, the vine is this, that the vine needs the tree, it's two, you need each other. That's why he used the word ampollas. He said, no more can you except you abide in me. I am the vine and you are the branches. He that abide in me, and I in him, the same bring forth much fruit, and without me you can do nothing. Now, this Nahash knew that Hannah could not bring forth the fruit of Sadiq. That's why she hid herself in the comfort of his lies, in his bosom, when she defied law. And he knew that I can't do anything. My strength and my place was with him. When I defied him, I'm a wandering fool. My mind is delusional, and that's the way our mindset is. That's the way it is. Yes. Crazy. Yes. It's sad. Yeah. It's sad. 13th largest nation in the world. Yeah. They don't give a damn about each other. And these groups rob the people. They know different than TD Jakes. I said to my nation, don't you know TD Jakes own 86 businesses? That's what he owns. Really don't. That's selfish. Why not set up young men and get brick masons? Everybody can enterprise lives like you. You sure can get you some masons and start a school to teach them how to build houses. Them cats up there in New York and places like that, stay in their mama's house. They're in brownstone. 4 or 5 families live in one house. There are 2 or 3 families in a house my size. That's how they live. They can't afford to pay the rent. They spent $1 million on their Passover. When you can take that and buy 1,000 acres of land, build some nice barn buildings, bring young families down, let them integrate and learn how to farm. You can grow all your wheat organic, red wheat, white wheat. You can bake bread and send it back to New York. You can create an infra. They're not going to do that. But these big belly-lined dogs, men call themselves leaders. They got 2 or 3 holes in the bed with. Let them all go to hell. They have scattered their ways, their strange ways. You go into those whole houses, you're not coming out. You're not. Hallelujah. I love to fight too. I don't mind fighting. I want to close it from YisraYah'ale. There are two things that I want to read. Let me read this quickly, because I want us to eat, get some rest. I want some rest. I want to go to YisraYah'ale. Yes. Chapter 15. I want to read one verse first. I knew I should have brought my umbrella. I told you it was going to rain. I left her at home, but that's all right. You got yours, so I'm the preacher now. I can. Look what it says in YisraYah'ale. Chapter 15, verse 2 quickly. Saramah. Look what it says now. Son of man, Ben Adon. This is what Yah says. Why? Why is the vine tree the Geffen? Why is the vine tree more than any tree? You hear that? They found themselves under every tree, but the question to the prophet, the tree, he calls it a vine tree. Come on, we're cutting those vines the other day, trying to break them off those trees, trying to fix that for the goats that had gotten out. That hill was a slippery slope. He asked him the question, why? Why is the vine, the Geffen tree, more important than, does it say any tree or some tree?
Any tree.
Any tree. They were hiding under the tree. Y'all got that? They were hiding under the tree to overtake. Why is the vine tree more important than any tree? Or that a branch, a zimra, just a twig, which is among the trees of the forest. Yahshua says, I am the vine. Did he not say that? Yes. What is that more important? You see, we have been taught to be ignorant. School taught us ignorance. School didn't teach me how to learn. It did not teach me. I learned by observation and hearing men and shutting my damn mouth and being quiet. I've never asked questions in all of my life. I've never pried into anyone's business. I've never pried into your business. I've never, no one can say I've never. I tell you, you come and shut your damn mouth and be quiet. I'll learn enough about you. I don't need to know nothing about you. That's what he said. Which is among the trees of the forest. Why is that tree? Why are we? Are we among trees? Why are we? Why is that zera, that seed, more important than the seed of Ishmael? Why are we among the forest? I'll show you that trees also imply people and nations and all of that, all right? I can prove all things. Yeah. Then drop down to verse 6 quickly. Therefore, you can read it all, but for expedience. Therefore, this says the sovereign Almighty Yahweh. He says this. He says, as the vine tree, singular, among what? The trees. And they hid, there was a vine tree there. They didn't know it. There was a vine tree there. The 7 kings and the spirit of Nahash, that when it brings about the fullness of its manifestation, it is so vile, so abominable, it can't be rectified. It can't be rectified. The other trees of the forest, which I've given to the fire for fuel, so I will give the inhabitants of Jerusalem. They're going to be like fire. They're going to be fuel for the fire. I'm going to burn them to high hell, and to the lower gates of hell. Yah says, and I will set my face against them. They shall go out from one fire into another fire, shall devour them. And you shall know that I am Yah Almighty, the Great One, when I set my face against them. He is against this nation we call YisraYah'ale. Yes. I will make the land desolate, without structure. Without structure thinking, we think crazy, and you two got all of y'all nutty as a damn fruitcake. Facebook and all that foolish mess. You don't even know how to read, to articulate in a sense. Listen, I say this for you. There are those that just first time listening. I don't say boast, just listen to me. I'm a high school dropout. I had to do a presentation IBM before Dr. Watkins. He was blacker than him. Very regal black man. Very beautiful, I liked him. He would always talk to me, where are you from? Where did I? He was the president of IBM Insurance. Dr. Graham, a white boy. I'm taking you with me. What, Dr. Graham? I'm not going with you. I like the assembly. I like the people I'm around. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to move to California. I'm a high school dropout. I have no education. I don't boast in that. I've learned by shutting my damn mouth and examining what others say. When I find out they're wrong, and don't come to me again that way, because I know you're wrong. I'm taking you with me. The management staff, he wanted me to do a presentation to him. This is what I want to talk about. Charles Redmond was an arrogant man. He was he was about like, he was arrogant. As they say, a red bone. He was arrogant. He thought he was uppy, he thought he was better. But buddy, you have nothing on me, because you know I had nothing on me. We're both here at this job. I got to be a house note just like you. I go home just like you. And I can lay down my house with acting do. You understand? So you have nothing on me. We're both working. Stupid man. In those days we had problems. We didn't not have internet. He writes me after the presentation. I was very impressed. I didn't know you had that in you, because you're arrogant. All my other managers knew. Jim Beeman knew. All of them knew. Carlton Mack. Even that white girl. She was an engineer from Michigan State. She liked me. One day I said, damn this place, and I walked out. I quit. But it doesn't mean a damn thing to me. I could play people if I were to have money. I could be a religious man. I could play people for money. Yes, I could. Don't be silly. I could have played. We're gullible and silly. It is true. He said, I will make the land desolate because you have committed this trespass against the Most High Yahweh. You have sinned against him. You have done that which is wicked, and that is unclean before him. There's one other thing I want to read, and I'm going to close. That was from, did I tell you that was from yes, Care. I'll read this and you find it. Take your concordance and find this. I'm not going to tell you what it is, you know, if I'm reading. This is what the Navi says concerning the Gethin, the vine. He says this. And this is what Yah says. And says, oh, Yah, you're the mighty ruler. You bear rule over everything. Of every word, it's. I'll tell you it's in 3rd Ezra. That's all I'm going to give you. Of every word of the rest of the world. And he says this. I may even tell you where it is when I finish. How about that? He said, and of all the trees, of all the etzah, of all the trees thereof. You think he's talking about a pine tree, an oak tree? You think he's talking about a literal vine? He said, all the trees. There are tens of thousands of trees haven't been discovered. He brought out in a nice way when he talks about the verdant trees. Those trees that are found in the Himalayas and in the northern of India and all that, they never lose their leaves. They never die. And when they're done with them, people will, they're 700, 800, 900,000 years old. And Hanun talks about the verdant tree. He talks about it. And he said, oh yeah, I know you're the king, and I know you rule. of every word, everything, every human, every kind of the olam, the eretz. Then there's a comma there because there was a clause there, but there's a comma to accentuate the independent clause of what I'm about to read. Out of all, out of A-L-L, kol, the fullness, the substance of everything, of all human race, of all trees, of all the trees thereof, you have chosen you one only given. Just one vine. One vine. And a tree. And a vine. Just one. I told one. Not three. And the vine must bear fruit of the tree. He's chosen one. 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 And we'll stop. I'll continue this on the next time. And we will deal with the seven spirits. I don't want to call them good. Bless you all. We're going to be gathering here at 7 this evening, 7 p.m. Huh?
Yes.
7 p.m. Zachim. We're going to run things. He's going to run things. Bless you all that have joined us. And we're going to have service tomorrow at 12 a.m. All right. A wonderful meal afterwards. We're going to have a great time. Just fellowship. Enjoy the blessings of Yah. I like that part. Oh, what did I say? Did I take the third Ezra? Let me tell you, so you won't have to look. Third Ezra. I'll tell you where I found, where that's found from. That's third Ezra, chapter 5, verse 23. Just read the whole chapter. Then you'll understand. Out of all the trees, there's only one heaven, one vine. And that's he's letting us know that without the tree or the vine, we need each other. And that's why YisraYah'ale, we need each other. So we forbear each other. We go through these little differences, whatever they may be. Let's go through them. Hallelujah. Love each other. Learn how to love.
Hallelujah.
As old folks are, I got a long ways to go. Use the two. May the riches of God rest upon you and have joined us for the live broadcast. May strengthen your bosom in Yahshua's mighty name. We pray that this simple truth was a blessing. That's the only way I teach us, with great simplicity. I teach with arrogance. I teach with simplicity. I make it so simple that even my babies understand. That's where I want it to be. You baby. We are. No. We are babes. We still have to be fed with milk. The strong man wants meat. I love meat. I don't want some fried chicken. Some beef ribs. And our beef is the best. That you'll start out. Come on, they don't fix us. I have nothing on our beef. Anything. Our sheep or nothing. Our goats. I close with this. Where's my Zipporah? She says to me, Papi, they say butcher because I got them on. We just butcher animals. We just butcher them. She says, Papi, I want some of that goat's meat you cook with that. You're going to get some. Just because she looked at you that way. And so because you get some, all of us get some. She said, Papi, I like that goat's meat. And you put that mango. Is that what? Yeah. You spray that. Stop. You put that mango spray and all that. I said to baby girl, I'm fattening them up just for you. I'm gonna fatten one up. Throw it on the grill. Maybe that. How about that? That's what I want to do. I want to fat one. I don't want no little one. I don't want no skin. I want to be fat. We get greedy. We lock him up for about 15, 20 days. Make him fat, lazy, feed him well. Make him greedy. Doesn't want to get out. All the minerals there in front of him. Put some molasses on that. Just make him fat. as Tommy was as a hog. And then my friend here will butcher that one, and we will have some nice, as they would say, goat's meat. May Yah's riches rest upon you. Let us stand to our feet. Bless you all. We turn toward YisraYah'ale in Yahshua's name. In all things, we do barak our Abba for this great fellowship of your people.
Yes, hallelujah.
Bless your Torah, the word of your mouth, that it may fill the hearts of the nation, your people scattered. We need you above all things. Heal us all. We need your healing. And touch YisraYah'ale scattered abroad. We ask the blessings in Yahshua's name. And give us rest this evening as we prepare for your great time of Sukkah. Hallelujah. YHWH in Yahshua's name. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
To